In this tutorial, we're going to look at setting up a health bar. This originally came from a design we were working on in a text-based game using Python, and we needed to come up with a health bar to display the player's health. So the way we set this up is we're going to set up a max health, and this is going to be whatever the maximum health the player can get. Just for testing purposes, we're going to set that to 15, so 15 units of health. And then the next variable is the player HP, which is the player health, and we're going to set that to 5. Now this is going to be the variable that changes throughout the game, so as the player's health goes up or down, it's going to change this variable. Then we're going to set up a function, so define health, and this is where we're going to do all of our calculations and setting up the display for the health bar. And we want to make the HP that the player loses, that variable HP lost, is going to equal the max health minus the player HP. So this variable is going to be the difference between these two. So he's lost 10 health points at this point in time. So the next thing we need to do is set up our display, HP display, and this is going to be how we display how much health the player still has left. Now we can put any character we want in here, 0, 1, however we want to do that, but we actually want to make a bar. So we're going to use the char, and I'm going to put a code in here, and this code is actually what a filled in box would look like, and there is documentation, I'll try to link that below, on all the different characters that you can do with this. So that's a filled in box. And just so you can see what this is, I want to copy this, and I'm going to run the program with just a print function so you can see it. And let me I'm going to comment out the function here for a second just so you can see what that box looks like. So see, that box looks just like it does when you're fixing to type. And then we also are going to use a space, and the space is going to be 2502. And so you can see there's actually some graphic there with that line. So that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to uncomment out this function. And so we need the box plus the char 0x2502. So for every health point that the player has, it's going to be a box plus the spacer. And then we need to do dash display. And what this is this is going to show us a representation of how much health the player has lost. And I'll talk about that a little bit more into the tutorial and show you where this is. But for now, we're going to use char 0x2591. And then we're going to add the same spacer that we had up here. So I'm just going to copy it and paste it. So now we need to look at what is the remaining health. And we're going to set that to HP lost, which is what we set here, minus player HP. We're going to set up a variable to display our HP, and that's going to be HP display coming from here. So when they do have a point of health times whatever the player HP is. And then we need to display the empty spots, what they've lost, so -0. And then -0 is going to equal -display times the HP lost. So however many health points the character has lost, it's going to multiply that by our place marker for how much they've lost. And then we're going to print our DIS display health, plus our -0. So this last line is going to print how many points of HP they have plus how many they've lost. And then the last thing we need to do is call our function. And when we print this out, or excuse me, run this, don't forget the colon, and we'll run that again. And we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solid bars plus 10 empty bars. And as we change the player's health, the bars change.